You got me back on the rails. Think I know what you want me to do. Just tell me again, I get a little confused, but I can't be wrong.
Can't be wrong.
Birds in the attic and junk on the stairs. I wanna be clear and I wanna be here. I can't be wrong.
Not about this.
Memory says you're gonna make me weep. As alone in the rain on a numbered street. Baby, you're an engine driver. Yeah, you never fail. And I can't be wrong, you got me back on the rails.
Hey guys, it's Bella. We're back after a very, very long winter break. Also, if you're on the live stream, the cameras are all fucked up. The 360 camera's not working. So I tried to use the overhead camera and I accidentally unhooked it. So sorry, Chapman Radio. Someone is gonna need to fix it and that person's not me. I tried. It didn't work out well. But that's why the view is like super bad. Like, hey, it's cause it's the overhead camera and I pulled it down just so I'd have video for social media. And it won't connect to the overhead camera anymore now. So it will only connect to the fucking computer as a webcam. So that's why I'm live streaming like this, because I'm just fucking screen sharing the desktop. I pray to God it is working. I really do. Maybe I should take my phone off Do Not Disturb so I can know if my friends can fucking hear me and see me. Well, hey guys, it's good to be back. I missed the few of you that probably listened to this. It's been a long winter break and we're back. We're finally back. I feel like 6 weeks off school. It's always a lot. Sorry, my friend texted me, how do I listen? I'm like, please go to YouTube and see if it's working. Yeah, but a lot has happened, over the past couple of months. A lot of good, a lot of really more so horrible things. I have to say, it's been a lot. Mama's been going through it. Wait, okay, it says I'm live. Can I hear? Of months. Fuck yeah, you can hear and see me. Let's go. Yeah, it's been a lot. It's definitely been a really long couple of weeks. This is also really weird now because I'm trying to not have you guys like see my phone, but I'm not sure that's going to happen with the angle of the camera. But anyway, I'm going to try to make this season a little bit more scripted. Also, sorry, I'm trying to put down this like fucking hair on my head. But yeah, I'm trying to make this season a little bit more scripted. I'm trying to put my back into this a little bit more. I'm trying to see what I'm capable of while doing this. This is like one of the only things I care about a lot, and it's like a good outlet for me. So I'm gonna try to make it better because I feel like last semester I just talked a lot. Oh, thanks, Chris, for sending the live stream link. Yeah, but I feel like last semester I came on and I just rambled a lot because I had a lot going on and I kind of just talked about stuff that was going on in my life. And I wanna make it a little bit more scripted. Let's have a little fun, make it like a little show. It turns out I wasn't supposed to do my show today. Found that out when I checked my emails from Chapman Radio, and I was trying to just get a form to fill out, and they just kept changing like the broadcasting schedule, which is a bit confusing. Having like 12 different students email you being like, no, it's happening. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. But we're here. I emailed them and I was like, no, like, please, I wrote a whole script. Like, please let me go on. But yeah, I'm excited to start again. I was gonna upload all of my episodes from last semester on Spotify, and then I decided not to do that when I had to do a final cut version at the end of the semester of my show, and I realized how much I say like and So I'm really trying not to do that because it took me about 4 fucking hours to edit 10 minutes of audio, and I don't want to do that. I want to be able to just upload things. I also accidentally fucking said some people's full names on a couple of episodes, and I was like, I don't want to get sued. Mama don't want to get sued. So we're starting fresh. It's a new semester. It's going to be great. So I wrote a lot of stuff down to talk about today, and I decided to write it under a note I had written in my phone last night that it just says things I want as the subject, and then just massive cans underneath. I think I was really high, and I was looking at people with boob jobs, and I was like, damn, that's awesome. Like, that's just, you're so lucky just to have that on your body all the time. But those are the kind of thoughts I have when I'm stoned, just in case anyone was wondering. Also, would like to give a little preface. If you're my family, please tap off. Tap off. You're not wanted here. You're not welcomed. Love you guys. Not the place for you. This is not the place for you to learn the things about my life I choose not to share with you. I'm just choosing to publicly share them online. But please, like, seriously, if you are one of my grandparents or my parents, it's time to make your exit. It's time to go bye-bye. I'd also like to just give a preface before I really start getting into things. If you're a super sensitive person, and I don't mean that in an offensive way, this may not be the podcast for you. It may not be for you. Last semester I was like, I need to give like trigger warnings before I say things. I'm just going to give one big trigger warning. I'm going to be talking about some dark ass shit because I've been going through some dark ass shit. So if you're really sensitive to things like suicide or like eating disorders, domestic abuse, sexual assault, anything in that realm, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, and you think I'm going to trigger you, it's okay to leave now. But I also am going to be talking about these things in a progressive light and not just talking about like, yes, let's abuse alcohol. I'm going to be like, how do we get through this? How do we talk about this? I kind of decided to shift the vibe of my show this semester because I thought, like, when I started last semester, I was like, oh, we're gonna have so many, like, fun topics. Like, this is gonna be great. And then, like, my grandma died, and everything just kind of started getting dark. And I realized the things I was talking about were dark. So I'm going to lean into that because I've been having a really hard time with my mental health. And I think this is a good outlet to talk about it. And I also think it's a good outlet because I know there's a lot of shit I've been through that I just felt so fucking alone for. And if I had someone who was maybe another student my age talk about the things that they were going through, I would relate to them and I wouldn't feel so isolated and alone at school. I'm going to be completely honest. I fucking hate Chapman. I hate this school. On one note, I really like what I'm studying and I really like my academic program, but the people here, like the students, fucking suck. Like a lot of you fucking blow. I'm gonna be honest. I went to a private school for a really, really long time. For 7 years, I was on financial aid there. I'm not gonna lie, it sucked. It sucks being middle class at a place that's really rich because I do not ever think that those people will fully understand me or things I go through in life because, as shitty as it sounds, it is a different dynamic. Like having a lot of money, it just makes you a different kind of person. And I'm not crazy about Chapman. And I want to be there for the people that maybe have experienced similar things to me. And with that, we'll start. I'm a little bit just shaken up because before I got here, I was like, yes, I'm on time. Like, let's fucking go. Like, all this stuff. And then I go, basically my mom borrowed my car today and I was like, girl, like I low-key don't want you to. It's because my car doesn't have dog hair in it the way hers does because I have leather seats and she has cloth seats. And my house key went missing. And I wonder how that happens. But so I was tweaking the fuck out before I got here. I don't have a house key. My roommate's not at home. So I think I just have to drive back to LA after this and then drive back to Chapman for class in the morning, which is going to be great, but it's okay. It's fine. It's really the least of what's been going on, like, in my time here. So to start off, I'm super sarcastic and I'm a pretty damn blunt person and I like making inappropriate jokes and I'm not trying to offend anyone, but if I do, I'm sorry. But yeah, let's start off fresh. Let's act like we just met, like you guys don't know who I am. So my full name is Bella Campbell Bernhardt, and I'd also like to say that my full name is Bella. It's not fucking Isabella. A lot of people ask me that. My full legal name is Bella. And my parents named me after the word beautiful for my first name, which is cool, I guess. No one in our family is Italian, so I'm not quite sure where the Italian came from. And then my mom got to choose my middle name, and she chose to name me Campbell. And everyone when I was in middle school and elementary school would call me like Campbell Soup just because like I get it, like it's easy to remember my middle name then, you know. But when I came into high school, I found out that I was actually named after one of the deadliest Viking clans in all of history. So where my middle name Campbell comes from is from the Campbell clan. I had to ChatGPT this because I didn't feel like going into depth and researching this. But yeah, I was named after the Campbell clan, which it says was considered one of the most ruthless and politically savvy clans in Scottish history, particularly due to their role in feuds, betrayals, and warfare. Their reputation as the deadliest clan largely stems from their strategic alliances, brutal tactus, and I always say infamous. I know it's infamous. My dad's first language isn't English, so some words just don't hit right in my brain. He's also dyslexic. ESL and dyslexic's like a crazy combo. But yeah, due to the infamous events like the massacre of Glonko. And then, so I was like, I wonder what that is. The massacre of Glencoe is one of the most infamous acts associated with Clan Campbell and was the massacre of the MacDonalds of Glencoe. Under the orders of King William III, the Campbells, led by Captain Robert Campbell, carried out the massacre. And then I didn't screenshot the rest of that text, so that's what that pause is for. But yeah, they did some crazy ass shit. I love ChatGPT. Fun fact, it's really bad for the environment, so I'm trying not to use it. But sometimes I do have to use it. Oh, this is what it said. So it says, after accepting the McDonald's hospitality for nearly 2 weeks, the Campbells came in and slaughtered their hosts in their sleep, killing at least 38 people. Many more who died from exposure after fleeing into the harsh winter. Their acts cemented their reputation for treachery and brutality. And I basically learned this because I had a history teacher in high school. I want to say his name, but I can't. But he was just like this little British man, and all he would do was talk about Brexit. And he told me that I can't say his name, but that's like the clan name. He was like, yeah, your family murdered my family. And I was like, oh, sorry about that. But yeah, so I guess my middle name stems from a clan of serial killers. So there's a little contrast in there. And then my last name is Bernhardt, which is German. And Bern means bear, and then Hart means strong and brave, so it means heart of bear. My heart don't feel very strong as of recently, though. Some more fun facts. I have 18 piercings. 15 of them are on my ears, and I have my septum pierced. And I'll let you guys fill in the other blanks of where you think the other two are. I have around 20 tattoos, I'm pretty sure. I couldn't exactly remember. I also sometimes look at my body and I'm like, whoa, like I don't remember that. But I didn't feel like fully stripping and getting naked and twirling in front of the mirror and counting them. So maybe we'll do a separate episode that's like a tattoo tour, because I never have explained all of my tattoos, but every single one of them has meaning. And then I have one cover up that really doesn't have that much meaning. I just have giant butterflies tattooed on my ribs. I had a really shitty butterfly stick and poke matching with someone. Fun fact, don't let someone stick and poke your ribs when you're a minor. Other fun fact, never get a fucking matching tattoo with someone. I've done it twice. It's been a bad idea. Yeah, I'm from LA, born and raised there, born and raised in Beverly Hills. Really insane thing to be able to say. I'm 21 years old. I'm turning 22 in May. And even though I'm 21, I sometimes feel like I have the stress in my life of a 40-year-old, but the emotional capacity of a 5-year-old, which is really, really awesome. I'm sure you can imagine. I wear glasses, but I never wear them around campus, and I can't fucking see the board a lot of the time. So I sit in the front seat because, first of all, I'm kind of a teacher's pet. I'm a kiss ass a little bit. But the reason I don't wear my glasses around school is because I have hella ops. Chapman is just like, I walked into one of my classes the other day and I was like, this is not okay. I almost dropped a class because I was too overwhelmed. I was like, fuck, I can't. I need to graduate. But I purposely don't wear my glasses around campus. So if I see someone I don't like, and they try to come up to me, I can say, I'm so sorry, I'm not wearing my glasses. It sounds really fucked up. I think it's a great excuse. Can I see when I'm in the back of class? Absolutely fucking not. But, I think that's okay. I sat on my glasses a couple months ago, and I broke them, which was not chill. Are my friends texting me about my show? Oh, yep, there's me. Hey, guys. I know it's delayed. But yeah, I want to get those little cunty ass glasses though, like the small ones. I want the Miu Miu ones, but they're so expensive. Oh, another fun fact. So my hair is naturally blonde, but I have to dye it now because I had this fun little running game in high school called How Much Can I Fuck Up My Hair Before My Parents Freak Out? I dyed my hair every color of the rainbow. Colorista by L'Oreal was like my fucking bitch. I had every single goddamn color of that hair dye, and I would abuse the shit out of it. The other thing is, like, colored hair wasn't allowed at my high school, and I remember one time I tried to dye my hair silver without bleaching it, which is literally impossible to do because of the undertones and the porosity, I think that's it, of your hair. I tried to dye it silver, didn't work, turned fucking navy blue, borderline almost black. And I was just like, this looks so fucking good. I thought it looked so good. I thought I was eating, like, my roots would like fade away and the bottom would stay navy blue. But then I decided, I was like, no, like, I want it to be really silver. So I decided to bleach it chrome during COVID, even though everyone warned me against it, and it severely burnt my scalp every goddamn time I did it. So I dyed my hair chrome during COVID. It looked fucking horrible. Everyone told me it looked horrible, and I was like, no, like, I'm eating. like this looks so good. Like, I looked so fucked up during COVID. I was in a relationship, and like, it was like the person I lost my virginity to, and I would literally walk around like hickeys down my neck, like looking like, the only way I can describe it is I looked the way like fucking Maddie did in Euphoria when Jacob Elordi slammed her against that truck. Everyone was so worried about me, as they should have been. The hair said enough. The hair really said enough. But ever since then, I've had to dye my hair because it just hasn't gone back to its like natural color. And then once you start bleaching, like, you kind of can't stop because like the top of your hair will look really dark. If you're blonde, you understand. And I also accidentally dyed my hair like really dark brown my freshman year of college. I would do like money pieces and dye it myself, and then I'd do the back like a darker blonde. And I went into Sally Beauty and I bought dark blonde dye, and I remember slamming it down back in the same Sally Beauty the next day, and I go, does my hair look dark blonde to you? And they were like, no, it looks like dark brown. I was like, then why the fuck does this dye bottle say dark blonde? But ever since then, my hair's been kind of fucked up. I'm really trying to grow it out, and it really does not want to do that. Oh, okay. I'm really trying not to say but it's so hard. I also have not been taking my ADHD meds because Mama's been taking other medication to be flat, to be stable, and they like encouraged me not to take my ADHD meds for a couple of weeks because I've been having panic attacks every day, which has not been chill. I'll get into that in a second. But I like dogs a lot more than I probably like people because they're always there and you never have to tell them to shut the fuck up. So we get along really quite well. I have 2 dogs. One's name is Willie. One's name is Samba. They're both a lot. Willie is a little rescue dog. God knows what fucking breed he is. He has extra toes on his back feet. He has a really long body and his feet turn out real weird. He's so cute. He's so angry. And then we have Samba, who's like insane, but I love her so much. I adopted her about a year ago. I was going to do a post on my Instagram for our like adoptiversary, but I deleted social media for a long time because I wasn't okay. I'm 6 feet tall, and I was in the 100 percentile for my entire high school career. And now that I'm 21, I looked it up again today because I was like, I wonder like where it is. I'm 99.97% taller than most people, or maybe no, I'm taller than 99.97%. Or no, that's not right. I am taller than 99.9. 7% of women my age. I think like the only bitch probably taller than me, like my age, is like Sedona, like that basketball player. I've had a lot of weird shit happen in my life. I've had multiple stalkers. All really bad. One definitely the worst. When I thought TikTok was getting deleted, I tried explaining the story on my TikTok, and I didn't even realize like how long it would take. Like it was literally like three 10-minute videos. But I'll get into that one episode because that was so deeply disturbing. I also had a woman actually recently stalk me last semester through Chapman Radio. I thought it was a student messaging me, and I was like, oh, that's really nice. No, it was a crazy ass woman who was convinced she was dating my dad. And I actually got an email from one of her friends the other day, and she was like, can you confirm they're dating? And I wanted to email her back so badly and say, go fuck yourself, but I didn't engage. We're choosing to not engage. We're just gonna let everything sit. I'm super liberal. People love calling me that fucking liberal slur. Can't say it on the radio. But that's something that annoys a lot of people who, in my opinion, are dumber than me. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't say that. I wanted to see what it was like to be a Republican for a second and think you're fucking smarter than everyone. When I was in high school, actually, I wanted to put a sticker of Bernie Sanders on the back of my car, and my parents said absolutely fucking not. It was like that one, like, you know, of him sitting with the mittens. I wanted to put that on the back of my car. My parents were like, absolutely not. Your car is gonna get keyed. Good news, it didn't get keyed, but I had some fucked up shit happen to my car when I was in high school. I think this was like start of COVID maybe, or like right before COVID. I got a hamster. Me and my mom were going to Petco to get like a tank for it. And basically I never ever looked over my shoulder to reverse, like ever. But I had to one time. So I was looking at the backup camera and everything looked chill. And then I looked over my shoulder and I did like a double take, and I was like, someone shot my windshield. Someone literally fucking shot the back windshield in my car with a BB gun. Like, you could see the bullet mark. You knew it wasn't a real gun because it would just go through the car if that was the case. I also one time was like, what the fuck is shitting on top of my car? Like, I was like, surely there is some big ass animal like living in this tree that I park under. And we had an exterminator at our house for rats or something. And I asked him, I was like, hey, like, what do you think this is? And he was like, I don't know how to tell you this, but I am like 99% sure that is human feces someone put on top of your car. I was like, great. Love that. Love that so much. It's just really fucking weird, the shit people have decided to do to me throughout my life. A lot of the stuff that happened, like this, like happened when I was a minor too, where it's like, bro, the fuck? Like, what is going on? I struggle with anger issues. For multiple reasons. But one time, I'm an active user of my car horn. And one time I was in Wisconsin driving my grandma's car, and I was in a strip mall. There was only like one exit to the strip mall, and then like another one that was like half a mile down because it's like Wisconsin, middle fucking nowhere. This guy was just parked. He wouldn't move. I honked. He moved forward. It was also like a dirt road to get back on the highway. I shouldn't have fucking honked. It was a bad fucking idea. I had like another girl in the car with me. I had my grandma's like Lexus. And I honked another time because he didn't move, and I got a gun pulled on me. That was also a moment I realized I was pretty damn good at driving, not recreationally, but probably stunt driving, which I think I'm gonna start doing. When I'm have a little bit more free time, when my dad comes back from the movie he's shooting right now, because I need his buddies, because they're the ones that are the stunt drivers. But I got a gun pulled on me, and I did a reverse, like, 360 donut in this, like, Lexus car, and I got out of there so fucking fast. It low-key was kind of exhilarating. Really scary, though. Super scary. Another use of me being an active user of the horn. Whenever I pass the Hollywood tour buses, I lean on my fucking horn and scream, "Fuck you," out the window. It's a good way to get anger out, and honestly, those guys deserve it because they make an entire profit on invading people's privacy. Like, it's not chill to just lurk outside people's houses and violate their privacy. So I stand by that. I stand by that action I do that people probably think is insane. I like wrote this joke down and I don't even know if I should say it. I like worry my family's still on here. I'll hold off on it for now. I made this joke to my friends earlier and they thought it was funny. But as I was talking about with the Hollywood tour buses being invasive of people's privacy, I was saying maybe this is why the fucking Republicans are so torn up about TikTok and like our data getting stolen and like our cookies and all this shit. I honestly like don't care. Like, I mind people driving by my house, but I really don't care if they have my data. Like, the worst thing they're gonna see is me like looking up like chicks scissoring on Pornhub. Like, that's the worst you're gonna get. I don't know. I also have gotten to the point where I don't really care about stuff I talk about. Like, I mean, I'm a fucking human. I'm 21. I dabble with stuff sometimes. Like, why not say it? There's so much stigma around stuff where it's like, everyone watches porn, I'm pretty sure. I don't care if people know. Like, everyone knows I'm fucking bi. Like, anyway. Oh, this is a fun one. I've gotten a lot of death threats. I got a lot my senior year of high school due to this video this girl posted. If this girl's ever listening, you know who you are, and I'd like to give a big fat fuck you. You go to Chapman. We went to elementary, middle, high school together, same club volleyball team, did dance together. It was really funny when you tried to talk to me nicely at a party after you know damn well you cyberbullied me and all my friends and got me death threats. Imagine being like 17 and having hundreds of people DMing you to go fucking kill yourself. And this bitch knowing that too and not taking down the video she posted. And the video was also a bunch of bullshit. It like basically was saying I was like an anti-vaxxer and like a super spreader of COVID when I'm immunocompromised and I was vaccinated. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I had her blocked and I went on to like a second account and I saw she was going to parties. I was like, how much of a cunt are you? Fuck you. Anyway, I try not to. She's like a meme. She's like a meme at my volleyball club we go to still. Everyone's like, yeah, fuck that girl. I mean, I wrote some like boring things in here and then I kind of like rearranged my script the more I started typing. Oh, both of my parents are immigrants, but no one tell that to Donald Trump, please. I had a heart attack this past fucking like election because Donald Trump wanted to turn over birthright citizenship. I was like, fuck. Like, I'm bound to not have a country. Neither of my parents are citizens. Actually, now that Trump is president, my dad is considering becoming a citizen because he is scared that he is going to get deported. My dad is from Bern, Switzerland, and my mom is from Buttfuck, Canada. Just like the middle of the country. Like, no, just middle of the country, Canada. But like, God bless her. God bless Canada. Love it over there. Also, just another thing I'd like to throw out there since I mentioned my dad's from Switzerland. I don't speak Swedish. I've had a lot of people ask me this, and every time I want to look in their face and go, you are so fucking stupid. Look at a fucking map. Those are different countries. But I don't speak German. I tried taking it in school and I didn't pass the second semester, but that was for outstanding circumstances. I really don't want to have to take language though. I took Mandarin Chinese for 7 years, which I put like my ass into, and I was actually pretty good at it. I got a silver medal on the HSK, which is the International Chinese exam. Did I have to sit and have lunch in the teacher's room every day and have her explain things to me? Yes. When I was a kid, they thought I was a genius, and so they tested, and my IQ actually tested just below a genius. I had like a photographic memory when I was a kid, but I never tell people that because people think I'm a dumb bitch because I'm blonde. And they always have, they always will. Oh. This is like so I fun fact also, I have a bit of a hard time like reading sometimes and just like following things. I have a processing disorder. So sometimes I'm like, fuck, I am gonna need to edit this before I upload it because I take pauses sometimes because I can't fully read or remember what I'm talking about, especially if I don't take my meds. My memory has been better though because I've almost completely cut out smoking weed. Which I think was good. I think it was good. I was in Budapest for 2 weeks. I was only supposed to be there for 1 week, and then shit hit the fan really bad. So I stayed because my parents basically just didn't feel comfortable shipping me back home alone, which makes sense. I also didn't feel fully comfortable doing that. So I think it's better that that I didn't leave. I always am either dressed like a little boy or a little fucking slut bag. And there's literally no in between. Right now I'm wearing a see-through shirt and my Daniel Gyozo micro skirt. Cause I had a really fun brunch with my friends and we had to look cute for it. It was like a sponsored event. So we were getting photographed and stuff. So I was like, you know what? I will whip out my fucking micro skirt. I'll do it. I'm wearing like I can't lift my leg. I almost just did that and that would have been bad. I can't show you. I can't bend in that way without flashing you. It's like actually so insane. The skirt said it had built-in shorts and it's like a piece of like fucking crotch floss. Like that shit is microscopic, the shorts they put in. I literally had to change my underwear like 3 times today because I was like, fuck, you can still see them. And I was like, I just need to like put like a black thong on. I need to just have it all blend into like one color. Oh, my new thing has, I deleted social media for quite a while because I was having a really rough time. As I said, I'm from LA. I thought I was going to get more into this. I guess I still have 20 minutes. But my new thing has become just having Instagram on 15 minutes and not going on it. If someone posts something that upsets me, I block them. Someone likes my story I don't like, I block them. Someone swipes up on my stuff, I block them or I mute them. I didn't mention this. I do social media as part of my work and I've just realized how toxic of an environment it can be. So I've just decided to almost completely cut it out of my life. I need it. I need that shit though for school. It's required for like 3 of my classes and then it's also required for my job. Yeah, but maybe I should get into some of the oh wait, this was really funny. I've been getting just like a lot of ads on Instagram and stuff for like sex toys. I don't maybe Instagram knows I'm going through a breakup and they're like, yeah, you need this, girl. I got like an ad for Revolve today. I'm like, why the fuck are you showing me like rubber handcuffs and like a butt plug? Like, stop. Like, why am I getting that from fucking Revolve? And then it just says like all my friends that follow the company under. I'm like, yeah. So Revolve, if you ever want me a model for you, like, don't let this conversation stop that. Yeah, I've been I had a lot of fun facts written down because I'm going to be honest, it's going to be a little bit hard for me to talk about the other stuff that's been going on. But I think it's important for me to do because I said I want to share my honest life on here and I want to have this be a space for people who may be going through similar things to me. So let's let's get into it. So as I said, I'm from LA, and if you don't live under a rock, I'm sure you heard half of our city burnt down. And while I am very, very lucky that my house wasn't affected, I had to move away from my home and my family for like 3 weeks. And just sit every day and wonder if my fucking house is gonna burn down. And my parents also filed for divorce the week before Thanksgiving, like happy holidays. But so my family has been struggling quite a bit with money, and I've been struggling with money quite a bit myself. So this was all just a lot. I mean, I haven't really been able to work because I've been in so many credits, and I was last semester too. But the fires were really stressful because I've only had one home I've lived in my entire life. Like, that's where I grew up. That's where everything's happened for me. And my house is really old, and it's very wooden. And the area I live to is just like a matchbox. And we got dropped from our fire insurance about a year ago. And during the fires, I found out my mom was actually able to get it back as of recently because she threatened the fuck out of State Farm. She was like, I'm gonna fucking blast you online. I'm gonna tell everyone how fucked up this is. Like, I'm gonna like diminish your company. Like, which is great. But at the end of the day, if your house burns down, your house still burnt down. And like, I was having a lot of survivor's guilt too, just seeing what my friends were going through who lost their homes and knowing that I could do as much as possible to help them donate stuff. I go to cleanup crews or do whatever, but there was nothing I could do to bring their home back. And it was also just really hard seeing the place where I grew up and spent so much time burned completely to the ground. My home will never be the same now, my hometown, and it honestly completely affected what I may be able to do post-grad. I wanted to move back to LA, and I don't even know if that's a possibility anymore because I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford it. And because of the fires and everything, my mom may have to sell her house, which sucks. I went onto her computer when I was in Budapest, and I said I wouldn't go through any of her documents or anything, and I didn't. But when you open your computer after it crashes, all your open tabs fucking reopen. And I saw a complete market evaluation of our house. So that's something I'm trying to deal with now because I wouldn't even be able to move back in with my mom. And my dad, I think, is going to move out of the country because he's scared about what's going on with the Trump administration, as he should be, as fucking everyone should be. But it was just, the fires were a lot, and I felt really, really lonely during them. And I was in a relationship when they broke out, and this guy was kind of like the only person I felt like I had because, I mean, I couldn't go home, I couldn't stay at my home. I like was staying in Orange, and I didn't really have any other friends down here. I rekindled with this girl who I shouldn't have. Like, she's like, do you ever have those friends that you're like on and off with? And I was just like bored and lonely. And then she did something like 2 weeks ago, and I ghosted her. I was like, I can't fucking deal with this. But it was a lot. It was a lot, and it was just like, it's hard sitting there and just like getting notifications on your phone, like of arsonists lighting shit up, like in your neighborhood, you know? It's a lot. Also, during this time, I was super, super worried I was pregnant. I was having a lot of unprotected sex, and even though I'm on birth control, it's not 100% effective, and birth control also it really is iffy if you don't take it at the exact same time every day, even by like an hour. And I was super worried I was pregnant. My period usually comes like multiple times a month, especially if I like miss a birth control pill or something. and I missed one because my packet ran out, and it didn't happen, and I missed it again to see if it would start if I did that, and it didn't, and it went 2 weeks, and I kept saying to my ex, I'm scared I haven't got my period. I'm scared I haven't gotten my period. And I don't think he realized it was that big of a deal. I mean, I had a miscarriage my freshman year of college, which is a lot. And obviously, I didn't want to have that fucking kid. But it was just a lot emotionally for me to go through and my body to go through. And I'm very grateful I didn't have to get an abortion. I'm like honestly glad like I miscarried it, but it's obviously that's super traumatizing. That puts a lot of weight on your shoulders when you're scared of something like this. And I just felt like I couldn't talk to my partner at the time about it because he was stressed out about a lot of stuff and I didn't want to stress him out more. So I was also dealing with that stuff. And I think I was also just super hormonal because, like, if you don't get your period, it's like a release, you know? So your body's just, like, continuously holding that. But so this stuff was happening, and then I went to Budapest to go visit my dad. I don't really get to see my dad all that much, and he's never really been someone who's been in my life a ton. Love him, but he's never been too much of a father, and in the last couple years, he's really been trying. He left my family my freshman year of college, but he honestly left a lot longer before that because he was never around when I was a kid. He was always working in different countries. And so I've really been trying to figure that out and figure our relationship out because this is like the first time genuinely I've seen him have like realize like how messed up the stuff he did when I was a kid was, and I can see him trying. So I'm trying to try too. So it was really important for me to go to Budapest and see him and see what he was doing. And I never really got to do that when I was a kid because I was in school. So when I have a longer break, that was important to me. So I was in Budapest, and then 2 days later, I got a text for me and my family, and that was just a lot for me because she had good reason for it, but I was just like, the reason I got my dog in the first place is because I didn't feel safe in my own home. And to be completely honest, I still don't. I had my house broken into my sophomore year, and I also have been sexually assaulted by someone that knows where I live. And I get scared of that a lot. It's a scary thing because losing a piece of me and like genuinely like getting my dog saved my life. I was so fucking depressed second semester of last year that I'll like get into why in another episode, but I was going through a really, really tough Title IX case. And I didn't even go to class for the first 6 weeks of school because I didn't even enroll in classes because I couldn't even think about walking onto campus. And so the first day that school was back, I went to the shelter and I got a dog because I knew that was the right decision for me, for my mental health and for my well-being. And I saved my dog's life. She was on the youth list, and she saved mine just as much. So that was just like a lot. I understood, but it was really emotional for me. to hear that, and also just like sucked. Like, I'm out of the country. Like, it wasn't the time to like deal with it, you know? And then basically a day after this happened, my uncle had a heart attack and flatlined. He's doing okay now, but he literally flatlined and they had to bring him back to life. My uncle is someone I love very deeply, and he's always been someone who I felt like I could relate to more than other people in my family, because he's struggled with addiction, which is something I've struggled with, and I can just see parts of myself in him where I was like, I feel like I just understand you. And so to hear that he flatlined, that's obviously so fucking scary. And then it was even more scary to find out that he flatlined because he was using again. Using speed for years, and no one knew. And that's what caused him to have a heart attack. And then the next day, he was getting open heart surgery. It was just really emotional, and I just had this really, really eerie feeling all day, bad feeling. And I also keep in mind, like, I was having like a hard time sleeping during all this because of like jet lag, and also like I didn't have weed for the first time in a long time, so I'm like getting used to trying to sleep. And then the next day, my uncle had to go in for open heart surgery, and then my boyfriend dumped me that day. Shout out to you. That was really fucking shitty to do. And it sucked. It really, really fucking sucked, because he was the first guy I've ever been in love with. And I honestly, after that happened, I just kind of reached a breaking point. I have done a lot of self-reflection, and I'm a person that tends to be anxiously attached to people because I got abandoned by my dad when I was a kid. And I grew a lot of these anxious tendencies because my mom has them, and she's the one that raised me. And I think the guy I was dating has anxious avoidment, where he just kind of avoids things instead of talking about them and dealing with them. And it just sucked. It sucked so fucking bad. Happened like in the middle of the night. I woke up the next day just feeling really fucking shitty. Obviously, there was also just some other stuff that had like occurred that really like triggered me. But I woke up the next morning and I like was completely disassociated. I woke up and I like was like, I can't believe that wasn't like a nightmare. Like, all of this happening while I'm out of the country. I'm away from my mom. I'm away from my dog. It was a lot. And I've had a few mental breakdowns before, but I can't say I have had one like this ever before. I just absolutely hit a wall, and I felt like I have anxiety and panic disorder. It's not a fun thing to have. I have to take Xanax to go on planes, and if I have a panic attack, I also have post-traumatic stress disorder, which actually, let me give you a little diagnosis rundown real quick before I continue. I've been diagnosed with ADHD, major depressive disorder that's treatment resistant, which means that antidepressants don't work on me. I have anxiety and panic disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, and from post-traumatic stress disorder, I have this thing they call IED, called intermittent explosive disorder, where if I get super triggered, I will get super angry. I told this guy in the bar the other night I'd snap his fucking neck. For good reason, though, because my friend thought he roofied her. So I stand by that once again. But it's hard sometimes because sometimes it feels like there's so many things mixing that I don't even exactly know which part of my brain is getting triggered, and it sucks. It really fucking sucks. And recover from it. No matter how many meds I take or what I do, it's always going to be there. I'm always going to have like horrible just like body pains and stuff if I get triggered from stuff. And I can like go into that another episode. I don't want to get too emotional because I can feel it happening. But I was in Switzerland, and basically I'm supposed to have Xanax for flights, and I didn't have it because apparently you can't get opioids prescribed on the weekend. My bad for being mentally ill, not only during the weekdays. But yeah, I didn't have my Xanax, and I was like tweaking the fuck out trying to get like one of my doctors to give it to me. None of them would give it to me. I was like, this is actually insane. I'm about to go on like an 18-hour flight. Like, this is not good. I ended up taking trazodone for the flight, which is prescribed for my fucking dog. I was taking dog Xanax. But I didn't have my Xanax, and I just, like, I love my dad so much. In Europe, they don't really believe mental health is a thing. So I don't even remember a ton of the day. I just remember feeling like I was having a heart attack. I was having a panic attack so bad, I could feel like my heart was having palpitations, which was not good. I was having, I literally could not stop crying. I could not breathe. I was freaking the fuck out. My dad was trying to do everything to get me to calm down, and I had a 24-hour panic attack. And it was where literally I could not function. I could not leave the house. I could not stop crying. I was dry heaving. It was absolutely, absolutely horrible. And so I had to get taken to the hospital because of it, which is the first time I've ever had to be hospitalized for my mental health. When I was in high school, I asked my parents to go to rehab, and they were like, no, you don't need to go to rehab, because I don't think they realized all the shit that was actually going on. But I had to go to the hospital, and it was really fucking embarrassing because my dad was working on a movie, and obviously I don't have health insurance in Hungary because I'm not fucking Hungarian. And so my dad had to call the director of his movie, and their production team had to shuttle me to the hospital. And they did a really great job taking care of me, but it was a lot, and it really scared the fuck out of me. It was so bad. They really took good care of me. They took me a special room, and I was just freaking out. And the doctor thought I was having a heart attack. He was like, what's going on? And I was like, no, I have an anxiety disorder. You don't understand. It's not something that's physically happening to me. The physical reactions are a reaction to mental health. And it was so fucking bad. And they gave me 5 Xanax and sedated the fuck out of me, and I passed out, and I finally was able to sleep and breathe and be okay again. It was a little awkward. They had to give me an EKG. The nurse didn't speak English well. He was like, take your bra off. I was like, nope. I was like, there has to be a language barrier because we don't do that in America. I know Europeans are also more lax with that stuff, but I was like, I'm not going to take my bra off. You can put the little suction cups around it. It was also just uncomfortable because my dad had to be there for all of this, because I told him, I was like, I'm sorry, I don't feel comfortable being in this room alone. I'm really scared. And that happened, and it just, my entire trip just got like, it got fucked. It was every day like I was in this beautiful city and I just couldn't find the will to get out of bed. I was sleeping. I was staying up until like 7 a.m. just having panic attacks and crying. And then I would sleep until like noon. The only time I could really pull it together is when I had to go to work with my dad. At the hospital, they gave me 100 Xanax to take with me. I'd like to let that soak in. They gave me 100 Xanax. Do you know what kind of condition someone needs to be in for you to be like, take all these, like, you fucking need them? And it was just a lot. I've been on Xanax since that day, every day. I haven't taken any today, but I do need to take it to go sleep. The nighttime's a little bit harder for me. But I've been taking a lot of steps to try to work on myself, because I scared the fuck out of myself when I was in Budapest. And I've had a lot of stuff happen to me since I've been in high school. And I've had a lot of stuff happen in college. And as much as I've tried to work past those things, when all this stuff happened at one time, I realized that I really wasn't as okay as I thought I was. And it's scary to be in that state. I tried to kill myself a couple of times when I was younger. When I was in high school, I'd cut myself, and I just have this like very vivid memory of cutting the absolute shit out of my wrists and freaking out because I realized I was like, I may actually die from this. And I ran out of the bathroom freaking out, and my poor fucking mom had to see me in that condition, which is like blood dripping down my arm. And she tied up my arms, and she was like, we can't take you to the hospital because they'll send you away. And I didn't want to be sent away. I had been working really hard on my sports career. And I also tried overdosing a couple of times. And I kind of realized from those experiences that the reason we live life, it should be for ourselves, but it really isn't, at least for me. I live for my family members, for my friends, because to be honest, like, as someone who's been in that state, killing yourself is a pretty selfish thing to do. And I know how much pain you have to be in to get to that place because I've been there. And I don't ever want to make my mom feel that way again, make my dad feel that way. I remember I told my dad one time I tried to kill myself, and he was like, but why? Like, he was like, that's silly. I was like, dude, like, what? Like, that was not the correct response. But I realized that the depression and a lot of the shit I was dealing with was not something I should have been taking as lightly as I had been. It's also really hard every time I go back to school because there's a lot of triggers for me. It's really hard walking around the campus knowing you could see a guy that raped you, going to the school bars and just having to be okay with that fact, or having no social life. And it's a lot sometimes. And I'm really trying to work through it. And I'd say this is the first time in my life that I'm really trying to get better for myself, because I kind of reached a point in Budapest where I was like, I don't want to kill myself because I remember how that felt and I never want to make myself feel that way again or anyone in my family feel that way. But I got to a point where I damn well wished I didn't wake up every day. And to be honest, that's still something I'm kind of feeling. And I'm trying to get past that. Because it's hard. It's hard waking up every day and just everything giving you anxiety and not feeling okay with a lot of things and just feeling so lonely. And I don't want to feel that way anymore. So I've been taking a lot of steps to try to get past that. For years, I've been having people in my life tell me that they think I should go to rape counseling, because I'll make jokes about things and stuff, and it's really not like I joke a lot to cope, but the things that happen to me aren't funny. They're really dark, and they're really hard things to deal with. And I was having a talk with my psychiatrist, or actually not with my psychiatrist, with one of the people in his office the other day. And I was just saying, like, I feel sometimes like I'm too much for anyone to handle because I can't even handle myself sometimes. And he told me, he's like, you need to think of your mind like this. He was like, you need to stop thinking of the stuff that happened to you like baggage. He was like, it's not baggage, it's weight. And the same way, when people start going to the gym, they can't bench press 250 pounds is the same way your mental health works. Some weight is too much to carry, so you need to build up the strength to be able to deal with it and cope with it. And he also told me, he's like, this stuff may be too much weight for people, and that's okay. He was like, if it is, you need to let them go, because those people don't belong in your life. And I hope that throughout this process I get better. I've been meeting with the Title IX counselor. When I was in my past relationship, I had the guy I was seeing tell me that he thinks I should go to rape counseling because he didn't think it was healthy to be carrying around as much anger as I was. And I was like, you know what? You're right. Like, and you're not the first person that's told me that. And I took steps to find counseling groups, but it's pretty fucking hard to find a place you're comfortable with. It's also just pretty hard in general to find a place. The last 3 places I've called have not called me back. So I've been meeting with the Title IX counselor to get her help and just going in there and talking to her. Sorry, she's not the Title IX counselor. I thought she was the Title IX counselor for years, so I didn't talk to her because I was tired of explaining my story to someone that didn't give a fuck about what happened to me and only cared about me not suing the school. I've been talking to Danny Smith, who's really great. She's the sexual assault counselor, and she's been really helpful, and she's sent me a couple programs. I got SOS'd by the school twice, which was pretty embarrassing too. I got SOS'd by one teacher. He's like, sorry, I didn't reply to your email. I'm like, no, but I know you fucking saw it because I got an email from the dean of students about me, and I know the content I sent you in the email, so I'm pretty damn sure they're related. But I got SOS'd by one teacher, and then I have one teacher at school I'm really comfortable with because I've had her for like 5 classes. And I went into her office, and I really tried to keep it together, and I just couldn't. And I kept breaking down, and I told her, like, all this stuff that was going on, and she was so nice and so understanding. And the school is being pretty awesome now, trying to help me. I've been staying super busy to try to keep my mind off of things. But that doesn't mean that every day I'm not super tired and things aren't super hard. I'm medicated again for the first time in a long time. To be completely honest, I was on Zofran over the summer or Zoloft. I think Zofran's a fucking allergy medicine. I was on Zoloft. And I went off it because I was just really angry over the summer. It was really hard to go through 6 months of fighting for something and having absolutely nothing come out of it. And I was just really angry, and I felt like the Zoloft made me feel super flat. And then it didn't control the anger. So once I reached a ceiling, I just wouldn't give a fuck about what I said. And it was scary because I felt like I was turning into a monster. On another note, also, couldn't feel my clit when I was on it. That was also another reason I went off it. No libido, no feeling. My crotch was numb as fuck. But I went off it, and then the only medications I have been on are Vyvanse for my ADHD, and I decided I don't take that all the time because it low-key makes me like fucking skinny as shit. But I'm back on meds now. What the fuck is that? That's what the full brand version of it's called Lamictal. I'm on the generic version. It's a medication for bipolar disorder, but I don't have bipolar. Sometimes I wish I did, so there'd be an explanation for all of these things I experience. But it's a mood stabilizer. I just got my meds doubled the other day. Almost fainted the next morning. Couldn't go to class. Wasn't chill. But I'm on that, and I'm on Xanax. And I'm trying to lean off the Xanax because I don't want to become addicted to it. And that's something that can really easily happen. But I've taken probably like 150 Xanax over the period of the last month. So I'm trying to cut that habit. I really haven't smoked weed very much. I'll like hit my roommate's wax pen to like go to bed, but I'm trying not even to do that. I realized how bad smoking and stuff can actually be for you and your mental health. Like, I had so many psychiatrists say this, and I wouldn't listen because as much as I didn't want to admit it, like people say weed isn't addictive. Like, yes, it fucking is. It may not be addictive the way like heroin's addictive, but you can get addicted to the feeling of being high and feeling numb. And the first night I was back at school, I like smoked, and I was laying in my bed, and I just had this like horrible thought, where I was just like, you're all by yourself now. No one can stop you. And I just like had this memory of when I was in high school, I would take like disposable razor blades, or disposable like razors, and cut the blades out of them and use them. And it just scared the fuck out of me because I haven't even thought of doing that in like so long. And I was like, stop, go to bed, stop. And I just had to tell myself stop over and over again because I was like, you can't do that. And I don't want to do it, but it's just, I was like, it wasn't even me. I was like, I don't even want to do this. Why the fuck now that I did this like drug, I'm like tripping out. Another thing that I've been doing, I started TMS therapy, which was recommended for me a long time ago. And I didn't listen to it because I thought I was fine because I was suppressing a lot of stuff. And then when I had this break, I was like, you know what? Let me try it. As I stated before, I have treatment-resistant depression, which means antidepressants don't work on me. So TMS therapy stands for transcranial magnetic stimulation. So I get a magnet strapped to my head 5 times a week. I have to go every single day. And it zaps my head for 20 minutes. There's 2 magnets in the thing going like this, repelling, sending shock waves to stimulate a part of my brain that doesn't naturally work anymore because of my depression. I was like, I'm getting a lobotomy, guys. But it's not that crazy, and I have to give like a big shout out to Neuro Wellness Spa and Brea because they've been helping me so much, and they waived the cost of the therapy for me because they said we don't want you to not be able to get the care you need because you can't afford it. Which was so nice. But I've been doing that, and honestly, it feels really good. I go every single day. I drive. They put my little fitted cap on, especially to my head, that has the measurements of the part of my brain that has depression. And I sit and I put my AirPods in, and it basically feels like a woodpecker on my head. It just goes like this, like hitting my head 12 times, and then it takes a break. And then it does it again for 20 minutes. And it honestly feels good also to be able to go to an in-person doctor. The only time I really felt okay since I got back and started going to the psychiatrist was when I was in the hospital. Which was really scary because I also I met with my psychiatrist like the second day I was back at school. And it really, really sucks when you just want to fight so hard to get through this and to not have your mental health affect other things in your life, and you're having multiple doctors and therapists tell you you need to go to an intensive therapy program in a hospital. They recommended I went inpatient, and I know that's just something I don't want to do. I've heard about other people that have done it, and it's been like ass. I also know myself, and I know I'm happiest when I'm doing the things I like. This is another thing I forgot to mention. 2 days after I got dumped by my agents because they found out I met with another agency behind their back. So I also lost my only form of employment and money, but I found a new agent now. I haven't signed with them just because I'm like waiting because I want to just like see if there's anything else, which I think I'm just gonna sign with this agency because I know the woman and she's great, and she actually is the one that recruited me to my previous agency, and then she left like 2 weeks after I got signed on. But yeah, that also really sucked because I felt really lost. Because one thing I really love is I really fucking love my job. I'm damn good at it, and I love it. And so it sucked to feel like I was losing that. I low-key have been working hella, though. I've been working, like, way more without an agent, which I did, too, when I didn't have an agent, like, before I signed with my previous agent. But I don't know. I'm trying to reel it in because I didn't understand what the term crash out meant till I fucking crashed out. But also, I think people use that more as a joke, not in a like, ooh, I had to have a fucking van take me to the hospital and sedate me type of vibe. But I'm really trying to work on myself, and I'm not trying to do it for anyone else, which is the first time in my life I can really say that. I want to be okay because I'm tired of feeling this way. I'm tired of like using alcohol and drugs as a way to cope. I'm really trying to like lean off the drinking, but it's really fucking hard. It's also just hard when you're in college and like alcoholism is so normalized. the other night, me and my roommate went out to the bars, and I was like, I'm not gonna drink that much. I go through my camera roll. There's a photo of me hitting the splits in the handicap stall, and it's like my hand is like this, and I'm so clearly trying to not have the vape in my hand touch the floor while my full crotch is like scissoring the bathroom floor. But I'm trying to lean off of that stuff because I had multiple times where I had people I was close to tell me they thought I was an alcoholic. And my mom tell me, my parents see me in horrible condition, and I just couldn't admit it because I didn't see a problem with what I was doing. And I'm finally at a point where I do. And so I'm trying to fix that stuff, hopefully. I told myself I'd go sober after college. I've been telling myself that for years. I think I low-key used that more as an excuse so I could continue drinking. And I want to be a better version of myself. And I want to help myself. My mom was telling me, like, you need to imagine you're looking at, like, a little kid version of yourself. And how would they feel about all the stuff you're doing and the way you're treating yourself? Like, you're treating that same person that way. You still are that person. And it honestly put a lot of perspective in my eyes, and it just made me cry because I was like looking back at all the stuff like that's happened and the fucked up shit people have done to me. It's so unfair to that little kid inside me. And every day I've been fighting just to hope that one day I'll see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I think I'm getting to a point now where I'm finally able to see it again. I have to give a big contribution, though, to my parents. They really have been there for me these past couple bit of weeks, months, however long it's been. I'm starting to lose track of time. But they have done a really good job supporting me with all this stuff going on. And I also have to give, I think, an even bigger shout out to my friends. I'm not gonna lie, as I said, I was having a really hard time over the summer, and me and my friends got in a fight. I think it was messed up on both sides, but I know the way I can be, and I snapped and I yelled, and I lost a couple of my best friends for quite a while, and I reconnected with them, and I just, like, one of my best friends, when I got dumped, I told her, I was like, I'm really sorry, like, I just don't know who else to talk to about this. And I called her, and she was really, really great. We talked on the phone for an hour, and I was finally able to apologize about the stuff I did, and I was like, I'm really sorry. I've been going through it was really hard with all the stuff with Title IX last year, and it's just, I don't think anyone will understand what that's like until they go through it. I also hope no one ever has to go through that. I also think my individual experience with that was very different than a lot of people's because of how close I was to the place that hurt me. And my friends have been great. I have the most amazing friend group in LA. They have been so helpful. The day I got back from Budapest, I got like a text from my best friend, and he was like, yo, we're going to this thing tomorrow. You should come. And my friends, I was on like 4 fucking Xanax. Like, I'm wearing like fake pit vipers. I'm struggling. Like, I'm making jokes that aren't, like, they're funny, but they're dark. Like, you know? And I'm sorry. I'm talking to them, and I'm just like, I'm like popping Xanax in the back of my friend's car. he's driving us, and they just like, exercise is so good for you when you're really sad. And they were like, we're gonna go to this run club. We do it. I got shin splints, but boy, did it make me feel a hell of a lot better seeing all my friends and getting out there. And then we all went to brunch after, and they have just been so good to me and so nice. I was just with all them, or most of them, today, but they are just like, I have to say, like, a lot of people say LA is fake, influencers are fake, blah blah, all this stuff. But the people that say that don't know my friends. We all do social media, and they are so good to me. They are so good. They are so kind. They are so empathetic, and they are there for me all the fucking time. And if you guys are still listening, I know it's been a really long time. I hope you know how much I love you and appreciate you. And thank you for being so nice to me with all this stuff going on. Because I know it's a lot to take in, and it's a lot to deal with, someone who's going through all this stuff. But yeah, I'm trying to work on myself, and that's kind of what I'm gonna be working on this semester. I'm really trying to get through the semester. I'm under a lot of pressure. I need to do it. I need to know that I was able to do this, and I didn't let all this shit that happened to me affect what I could do in the future, if that makes sense. Another thing I forgot to mention, after my uncle flatlined, he had to almost get his foot amputated. That's just like another thing. I forgot to mention, there's like so many things that aren't like completely clear in my mind because I've been so heavily medicated on Xanax like those past couple of weeks. On a fun note, because I stayed in Budapest longer, I was able to be in my first movie ever, which was really great. And I met some really nice people over there. And it ended up being a good experience. It was a really hard time for me. It was really emotional. But I think I'm going to get better because I really want to. This is the first time in my life where I'm like, I do really want to get better. I'm tired of feeling this way. I'm tired of suppressing it or doing other things to chase the pain, you know? And I'm ready to feel strong on my own and not feel like weak and feel like this sad little girl inside of me is being triggered. Another thing is I've always struggled with depression from the time I was a kid. So it's something that's always been in me, which I think is why it's so hard to get rid of. I have very vivid memories of when I was a kid, wondering how I was even alive because I thought the world was such a dark place. I have memories of me telling my mom I wish I wasn't born ever. I have memories of telling my mom that I was going to shoot myself in the head when I turned 40 because once my looks were gone, why would I want to be alive? That was the only thing people valued from me. I'm trying to turn off that voice in my head, that voice that is constantly telling me to worry about things or tell me that I'm not enough, because I'm trying to prove to myself now that I am enough, because I am, and I need to believe that in order for it to happen, you know? I'm gonna wrap up because I've been on here way too fucking long. But I thought it was good to give sort of an introductory segment and kind of just break things down. I wrote a new mission statement for this podcast. I don't think they put it on the Chapman website. But Where the fuck is it? Okay. My old mission statement was just kind of empty, but this is my new one. Hi, my name is Bella Campbell Bernhardt, and I'm here to share my story with you. Between being a model and influencer from Los Angeles here at Chapman, a lot of people assume my life is all sunshine and rainbows. But much of what I have experienced has been far from that. I think as humans, we constantly try to project a false version of ourselves to appear perfect for other people, and I'm sick and tired of putting on a face. I'm here to share my real story, from the times I couldn't stop laughing and felt like I was on top of the world, to the times I've been so depressed I felt like I would never be able to pick myself back up. Life is a tricky thing because it can be so bright and beautiful, but it can be just as equally dark and terrifying. But just know that you're never alone because you have me now. I'm here to put myself out there in hopes that my truth will help make someone else feel less lonely in this crazy world we live in. If you're tired of pretending to be someone else, welcome to Model Behavior, your new safe place. I'm glad you chose to join me on this journey. Well, it was good reconnecting with you guys, and I hope everyone tunes in next week. But yeah, that's it for this episode. I hope everyone has a great week, not too stressful. I know a bunch of new Chapman Radio hosts are coming in, so Chapman Radio has been a little hectic, but I'm really glad I have this platform I'm able to talk to people on, even if it's in the middle of the fucking night. But with that being said, I love you guys, and thank you for listening to me and caring enough to. I hope you all have a good night.